let's do this question. Solve the inequality. We have our a, which is x minus 1 over x plus 2, all right, less than 2. Okay, so this format is under, note that if you have the modulus of x, if it is less than k, all right, this will be negative k. Okay, negative k, less than x, less than positive k. That's how you remove the modulus. Okay, that's how it is. Now if you have something like modulus of x plus 1, right, less than 2, notice the modulus is less than 2, right? So for you to remove the modulus, you're going to say negative 2 less than x plus 1 less than positive 2. That's the way it is. So let's apply the same principle here. So let's remove now the modulus. So this will be negative 2 less than x minus 1, and then x plus 2 less than positive 2. Okay, now guys, if you have the modulus of x less than a constant like we have here, the modulus is less than this constant. Okay, we're going to have two functions here. We're going to have this function here created by this. So let me write this one here, the things that are this side. So I'm going to have negative 2, right, less than x minus 1 over 2, like that. That's one thing. And I'm going to have and, okay, and which equation? So let me erase this. Okay, all right, and which equation? And this one here. All right, now guys, and means intersection, in case you don't know. Okay, and means intersection. So now I'll answer this one alone and also this one alone, and the answer I'll put it as an intersection. Okay, so if the modulus was all, like, was greater than, it is something else. It's another concept that I'll talk about. Now let's answer this one. Therefore, we're going to have negative 2 less than x minus 1 over x plus 2. Now how do you solve for a modulus? For what is for rational inequality? The first thing is don't cross multiply. So the 2 will just go the other side. X minus 1 over x plus 2 there. Okay. Then make it a single fraction. We're going to have x minus 1, sorry, we're going to have x plus 2, then x minus 1 plus 2, x plus 2. So this will be 0 less than x minus 1 plus 2x plus 4 over x plus 2. So this will be 0 less than 3x plus 3 over x plus 2. Now here, after you simplify this, you're going to go to critical points. All right, so you're going to have the numerator being equal to 0 and the denominator will not be equal to 0. So here our x will be equal to 3x will be equal to negative 3, then our x will be equal to negative 1. Here our x will not be equal to negative 2. So I'm going to now use a number line, and I'm going to write negative 2 here and negative 1 there. Okay, then I'm going to pick a value which is less than negative 2. So let x be equal to negative 3. Now where I'm going to replace negative 3, I'll replace the negative 3 where I took the critical points from. So 3, negative 3, right, plus 3, okay, over negative 3 plus 2. Now negative 3 plus that is negative 9 plus 3 over negative 1. So this is the same as negative 9 plus that is negative 6. So I'll just write a negative over a negative, and the answer will be positive. So if this is positive, this will be negative, positive. Okay, now if this was negative, this would have been negative, positive, negative. That's what it is. Okay, so now guys, how do you really now pick your right? Because after you fill up the signs, you have to pick the right solutions. Okay, now recall that where we took the critical points from, it is 0 less than 3x plus 1 over x minus 2, isn't it? Now notice where the tail is less, where the opening is. If you have this opening means great, this tail means less. So in other words, we're saying our rational inequality or our rational function is greater than the opening. Have you noticed? Is greater than what? 0. Now, which symbol is greater than 0? The positive symbol or the negative symbol? Obviously, it's a what? It's a positive symbol. So I'll pick where I'll find positive. In which regions can I find positive? It's in the first region and the third region. Okay? So my answer will be, from the third region, my answer is coming from negative infinity to negative 2. Negative infinity, alright, to negative 2. Union, okay, this part here, from negative 1 to positive infinity. Okay, that's the answer for that part. Now, you don't have to underline because it's on the final answer. Also, now you have to answer this part here. This one here, where is it? This one. The other part. Then the answers from both, you find an intersection. X minus 1, x plus 2, less than that. Okay, x minus 1, x minus 2. Is it plus 2? Okay. Less than 2. Alright, where is it? Okay. Then the 2 will go this side. It will be this. Alright. Then I'll make it a single fraction. So I'm going to have x minus 1 minus 2x minus 4 over x plus 2 less than 0. So this will be negative x, alright, minus 5 over x plus 2 less than 0. Critical points. Okay. Negative x minus 5 is equal to 0. But the denominator will not be equal to 0. So x is equal to positive 5. So x is equal to negative 5. Then x is not equal to negative 2. Okay. So I can put it on the critical point diagram. The one which is smaller is negative 5. The one which is bigger is negative 2. So I'll pick a value which is less than negative 5. Let x be equal to negative 6. Okay. So I'm going to replace it. I'll replace it where I took the critical points from. Negative 6 plus 5 or minus 5. Is it plus? Minus 5, okay. Over negative 6 plus 2. So this would be 6 minus 5 over negative, is it negative 4? Then 6 minus 5 is positive, then negative. Positive divided by that is negative. So this would be negative, positive, negative. Now guys, here you have to pick a region. Negative x minus 5 over x plus 2 less than 0. You have to pick a value, alright? You have to pick the right region. Now notice here we're saying our rational inequality, the tail. And have you noticed the tail? It's on the tail. It's less than 0. Now which sign is less than 0? The positive sign or the negative sign? The sign which is less than 0 is the negative. So your answer will be in this region and in that region. Then our answer will be from negative infinity to negative 5, right? Union from negative 2, right, to positive infinity. Why am I not using closed brackets like this, square brackets? Is because there's no equal to symbol. There's no equal to symbol there. So I'll use curved brackets. Okay. Now I have two answers. So answer 1. The first answer was negative infinity to negative 2. Okay. Negative infinity to negative 2, then union negative 1 to positive infinity, right? Then answer 2 is negative infinity to negative 5, union from negative 2 to infinity. Now since our modulus was less than k, okay, here initially when we were starting it was less than k. Here we're going to have and means intersection. So I'm going to find the intersection from this answer and this answer. Let me find the intersection. Okay, so I'll use a number line to find the intersection. So I'll start with the first one, negative 2. Okay, where is it? Negative 2. So from negative 2 to negative infinity. Then negative 1 is here to positive infinity, like that. Then this one is negative 5. Negative 5 is found here. Negative 5 to negative infinity. Then negative 2 from here to positive infinity. So the intersections are these parts. Okay, and this part, that's the intersection. Okay, so our answer, because there are two sides here, there is the negative side and the positive side. There is this negative side, okay, and there's also a positive side, if you notice. All right, so let me change my color. I prefer it mostly. Okay, so from this side, the answer, the final answer will be this side. Notice what is intersecting. If you look at the negative infinity side, all right, the red, what the red is, negative 2 is not part, isn't it? But negative 5 is part. So it's from negative infinity to negative 5, right? Union, because there's a gap. I'm looking at two sections. I'm looking at the red section and the yellow section. In the yellow section, only this part is part, isn't it? This other part is not part of the intersection. So negative 1 to positive infinity. That is the answer. All right, that's how you go about that question. Okay, so let's try out the other question. Okay, so guys, we have B. Feel free to pause out the video and try it out. Okay, this is under complex numbers. Alright, so they're saying solve for P and Q. So we're going to have 2P plus 3IQ plus, now here guys, rationalize this. Rationalize the denominator for this. The conjugate here is 1 minus I over 1 minus I. Then here expand it, it means that two of them of the same multiplying. Okay, so I'm going to have 2P plus 3IQ plus 1 minus I over 1 minus I plus I minus I squared, right? Equal to 4 plus 2I plus 2I plus I squared. Okay, so this will be 2P plus 3IQ, right, plus 1 minus I over 1 minus negative 1 equal to 4, all right, plus 4 plus 4I, then minus 1, because I squared is negative 1. So I'm going to have 2P plus 3IQ, right, and then plus 1 minus I over 2 plus 3, equal to 3 plus 4I. Then here guys, what's a common denominator? The common denominator is 2, so I'll multiply everything by 2, because that's a common denominator. Over 1 over 1 over 1 over 1 over 1. The common denominator is 2, so I'll multiply everything by the common denominator. Okay, so 2 times that is 4P plus 6IQ, right, plus the 2 cancel, I remain with that, equal to 6 plus 8I. Okay, so now guys, from here I'll equate real to real and imaginary to imaginary. So therefore I'm going to have 4P plus 1, these are the reals on this side, equal to 6. This is equation 1. Okay, then the imaginary, I'll pick the coefficients and I'll leave the i's alone. So for the imaginary we have 6IQ, right, minus 1 is equal to 8I, isn't it? If you factorize the I, you're going to remain with 6Q minus 1 is equal to 8. Okay, so much that 8I, so much that the I and the I will cancel. Or if you want, you can say divide by I, right? Over I, if you want, over I, so that the i's can cancel, and I'll remain with 6Q minus 1 is equal to 8. This is equation 2. Okay, now I'll solve equation 1. Therefore, I'm going to have 4P plus 1 is equal to 6. Then 4P is equal to 5, which is 6 minus 1. then my P will be equal to 5 over 4. Also my Q will be 6Q minus 1 is equal to 8. So this will be 6Q is equal to 9 over 6 over 6. My Q will be 3 over 2. Okay, these are the answers there. That's how it goes, guys. So let's continue the other questions in part 2.